You can imagine whomever the candidates might be, someone is going to be saying, and frankly, for a lot longer than 4 years from now, well, of course, you remember what happened in 2016 with Donald Trump.
Yes. Yeah, that's a likely thing to happen. I mean, I think that one thing that's really difficult to gauge is undecided voters. There's going to be second guessing, I think, on as to whether white non-college voters in the Rust Belt were missed. But I think that probably the biggest innovation in the coming years, as polling gets even more difficult, is to figure out what to do with people who say they're undecided, whether they're shy or whether they just don't know. I will say that when I got into poll aggregation in 2004, my original reason was to get people talking about policy issues and not so much in horse race. Obviously, things have not gone in that direction. With all due respect, the national media seems to be interested more in, say, I don't know, emails rather than policy issues. And, you know, honestly, building a wall is in some sense a policy issue, so that's a policy issue. But I think that really polling and horse race might take a step back in the news, and that might not be a bad thing.
Okay, finally, the bug. What about the bug?
Can you see this?
Yes.
This is a can of gourmet-style crickets, and gourmet from the point of view of a pet, I should say. I'm told that it's a great source of protein and so on. Now, I should say that before I do this, let's chat for a second. I think that the eating bug thing is itself sensationalist, and it keeps us off of important policy issues, such as Supreme Court appointments. You know, Donald Trump had a great conversation with Obama, and he could make a grand gesture, like say, you know what, I'm representing all the people, I'm going to show everyone who I am and what I'm made of, and I'm going to name Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court. So there are things that can happen to bring the country together, but I think the bug thing is not one of them. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Now, Mike, you really want me to do this?
I kind of would. You know, let's put it to bed once and for all.
Sure. Okay, so like John the Baptist in the wilderness, he ate locusts and honey, and so I regard myself as being in the wilderness a little bit because, after all, I was wrong. A lot of people were wrong, but nobody else made the promise I did. And I'm hoping that we can get back to data and thinking thoughtfully about policy and issues. And having said that, and saying a good morning to everyone out there on both sides, see this? Here it goes. Okay.
You're a man of your word, Dr. Wang. I appreciate that. How was it, by the way?
Kind of mostly honeyish, a little nutty, but you know, if it's good enough for a snake.
You delivered, okay? You're a man of your word. I appreciate it. It was sensationalistic, but it was worth it.
Thanks.
Thank you for that. Dr. Sam Wang from the Princeton Election Consortium.